Okay. Hey, everybody. Hello, hello. It's Monday night, and we are off and getting ready to experience a new week. And I am ready for a new week. So I couldn't think of a better way to start this week with a message from Bob Heilig. Okay. Now, Bob is one of the featured trainers at the Pajama Regional. And I was intrigued because he's a fascinating guy. And like I said in the past, I don't know who has a relationship with him, but someone's got him on the Pajama Regional. And I'm excited about that because I love the way he coaches. He has a podcast. And so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to start with a 9-minute message from Bob. And it's all about mindset. And those of you that know me well know that that's my jam. Everything I love to do is all about mindset. So let me tell you a little bit about Bob. He's an entrepreneur. He's a husband. He's a father. He's the founder of Your Virtual Upline, a training resource for network marketers. Okay, so everything he does is about empowering network marketing. So this is like, I got this off Wikipedia or someplace like that, devoted to helping you make the world a better place by putting love and giving at the center of your growing business. Well, I'm going to tell you, that had me at hello. Doesn't that just resonate deep with you? Love and giving at the center of your business. So he has a podcast that I've started to listen to. I really appreciate him. So, okay. Now there's some of you are watching on Team Up Facebook page. Hello, hello. This is what I want you to do. This is a 9-minute message. And I want you to close your eyes, or at least settle in. You're not going to take notes. I want you to just focus on Bob because there are no visuals. It's just Bob being Bob from the podcast. And this is all about mindset. Then I'm going to give you a deeper dive when he's done. But Kathy, whenever you're ready to run Bob, you guys your job is to pay attention and let it soak in.
And start bringing more of that into your business every day. See, here's another thing I'll share with you. A little bit of a visualization exercise that I think could be helpful for you. I want you to set aside some time, 30 to 45 minutes, sometime over the next week. And I want you to think about that rank, that impossible goal that you have for your business. And I want you to just imagine it's December 31st, 2022. It's a year from today. You're sitting there, right? A little bit of quiet time. Maybe you've got family over and you're going to do something to celebrate the new year, right? Think about how many times you've celebrated a new year. And although you're happy and you're excited because it's just that time and you're with people that you love, in the back of your mind, there's this regret because it was like another year went by and I didn't make progress on my big goals. I missed all these opportunities. I let them slip by. I let my fear and my self-doubt hold me back again. Think about how many years that's been the case. Well, I want you to imagine this year that's not the case. You've broken the cycle that has kept you stuck. You no longer allowed fear and self-doubt to keep you from showing up as your most powerful, authentic self. You did something with the gifts that God has given you, the potential. You saw that potential that was inside of you. You believed that you were meant for more, that you were capable of more, and you showed up in the world every day from a place of service, and you grew more than you had ever grown, and you achieved your goal. You did it, right? Looking back, you're like, I don't know how, but you did it. And I just want you for a moment, let's say you're sitting in a quiet space and you're just reflecting, but there's so much gratitude and appreciation in your heart. Like it's ready. Your heart is just ready to explode because not only are you thinking about how different your life is, think about all the lives that you had to change to get there, right? The customers, the thousands of customers' lives that you've impacted with your products, right? The dozens of leaders on your team that their lives are changed forever, right? You're going to be one of the people that they thank in their promotional speech. My life is different because I met this person. Just imagine how that would feel. How would it feel to have your children look at you differently, your husband, your wife, with pride, knowing that, wow, you took a risk You did something for our family, and we're forever grateful for you, right? Showing your kids what it means to follow through and actually achieve your dreams. Just be there for a moment. How does that feel? Get out a pen and paper and start writing, right? What does your life look like? How is it different today? Now, here are some key questions I want you to think about. What had to change for you? What had to change? Write down your answers. What did you have to let go of? What did you have to let go of? Did you have to let go of control? Did you have to let go of looking good, of caring what other people think? Did you have to let go of needing the approval of the people on your team? Did you have to let go of your red light story of you being responsible for other people's success? Did you have to let go of your imposter syndrome when it came to showing up online and social media? Did you have to let go of your past? You've been in the business for 4 or 5 years and it hasn't happened for you yet, and that's killed your confidence. Did you have to let go of that? Did you have to let go of your old beliefs, your old habits? What'd you have to let go of? And then what did you do differently? What did you do differently this year that got you there? Did you show up more consistently? Did you take different actions? Did you reinvent yourself? Did you do something new that you've never done before? Did you do Instagram Reels? Did you do Facebook Lives? Did you lean into difficult conversations? Did you put systems in place, right? Did you every day practice the formula to help you shape your thinking? What did you do differently? Did you talk to different people? What'd you do differently to get there? And then the other question, which I find this is a really powerful one, who were you being? Who were you being? What mindset did you have, right? Go back to what I shared with you earlier. If you're an RVP, how does an RVP think? How do they feel? When somebody says no, what do they think when that happens? Right? They're not saying no to me, they're saying no to themselves. Right? When they're afraid to share with somebody, I have a responsibility to share this gift with people. Right? My job is to simply offer them a solution. Whether they take it or not, that has nothing to do with me. Did you stop attaching yourself to the no's? Did you start leaning into the leading with love part of the business where you really started viewing that as your responsibility? The mindset is, look, when I don't confront people, when I don't call them out, when I don't challenge them, that's lacking integrity in my leadership, right? What were all the things? Who were you being different? Were you being confident? Were you being courageous? Right? Were you being consistent? What were you being? What were the qualities? What were the characteristics? Did you recognize that service only comes from love in the present moment? And when you're focused on your own red light stories and living in your own past and self-doubt and fear, that's not of service in the world. Did you lean into God this year? Did you truly believe that there was power in leaning into him and recognizing that you would not have a dream for your life if you also did not have the gifts and the talents and the capabilities to start working towards that? Right? Did you start following God's plan and stop operating on your own? Did you believe that God doesn't create junk? Did you truly start to see inside of yourself what maybe other people around you have always seen, but you didn't allow yourself? What was different this year? And really allow yourself to go there. Look, this is so important because here's the thing. If you can put yourself in that place for just a moment, you can experience it, and you can feel it, you can see it. That will plant a seed for something greater inside of you. What if that could become the thing? Like, what if you could literally just write out a vision for your life 12 months from today that so inspires you? And what if that could be the thing that you focused on every day? Instead of focusing on what you're not, instead of focusing on where you are, instead of being worried about going backwards, what if you could show up every morning genuinely inspired about this future possibility for your life? Because if you were to do that, here's what I want you to notice. I want you to notice when you do that, how differently you feel. See, what you're doing is you're showing up from a place of love and belief, and you're feeling better. Now, what happened? You still have the same business. You still have the same check. You still have all the same failures. You still have the same past, but you stopped focusing on those things. That's the power of the mind. And that is the mindset that you need. Identify where you want to be. Get really clear on what you were thinking and feeling and doing to get there, and have that be the set of lenses of how you look at the world every single day, right? When you face that challenge, get out that vision and say, how would an RVP handle this? What would they think about this? What story would they tell themselves? What I'm letting keep me back, would they let that hold them back? Right? Start breaking the patterns of your past. Get rid of that manager mindset. Adopt that RVP thinking today and celebrate yourself. I am already a regional vice president. I just haven't filled out the paperwork yet. And if you showed up from that place every day, from that level of energy, from that vibration, watch who you start to attract to your life. Watch how you lean into leadership. Watch how you move past your fear. Watch how you show up in a more confident way in the world. And all of a sudden, things begin to transform around you. But in order for that to happen, you've got to let go of your current level of thinking. And that's hard. You know, it really is. It's in some way, it's like a death. It's a detachment, because our current identity, our current thinking, even though it's not fully serving us, it's what we know. It's certain. It gives us control. And in order for us to let go of that, it could be really scary, but it's one of the most powerful things that you'll ever do in your life. So that is my message for you today. Mindset comes before the rank. Never forget it. I promise you, if you just continue to be a listener of this show, we're going to be helping you in this area. This is one of the most important things that we do. But cheers to 2021. Here's to turning the page to 2022. And let's get to work, and let's make this the best year ever in your business and your life. So happy New Year again, everybody.
Okay, so now are you ready to register for the Pajama Regional? After getting just a dose of Bob? Yeah. Anybody want to just unmute yourselves, and did you have something that really spoke to your heart?
He said, I was trying to remember, because I was just listening, but he said, when did you stop following your plan and start following God's plan? However God shows up for you. He said something to that good orderly direction, your higher power, whoever your higher power is. But it was like, oh.
Fabulous. Anybody else want to share a takeaway from Bob? Very good, Familia. Anybody else go ahead, Nancy.
They're not saying no to me, they're saying no to themselves.
Oh yeah, that was good. Wasn't that good? And you know, just you know, we always say, you know, you're gonna stop, you know, you're gonna walk away from what other people think, or I get to the point where I don't care what other people think. You know, guys, I have always cared what other people think. I have never, but I don't let what other people think affect my decisions or my actions. That's a whole different take on that. All right, anybody else have something that they want to share from Bob's message? I could listen to that every morning.
I wrote so much. Like let go of the past and all the beliefs, the old habits, and reinventing yourself. When you talked about doing Instagram reels and so forth, you know, like that's something that I haven't really done much with. He asked you what the mindset was that you had at that time, and stop attaching yourself to no's. You have to be confident to quit.
Wow, Nancy, that's right there. Beautiful. And we have to stop attaching ourselves to and letting our emotions and our thoughts take a dip south. When someone says, I'm not ready for that shipment to go out, can you adjust my ship date? I can't tell you how many Voxer messages like well, 3 people had me adjust their ship dates. We're so attached to that we let it take us right into the slumps. We got to stop being attached to that. All right, hang on to your thoughts. Okay, because I want to continue with a little bit deeper dive. When because he talked about breaking the cycle. And when I closed the conference, I don't know, 15 years ago, I took people through an envisioneering exercise, thousands of people through an envisioneering exercise where, okay, they had already made the rank. They had already made NMD, and it was their day to give their NMD speech. And I took people through this visualization, because this visualization is one way that we break the cycle. And so I had people imagine that they were giving their NMD speech. Now, they were not sitting in the audience watching Sheila Beavers give the NMD speech. All right. It was Sheila Beavers at the podium looking out at the audience. There's the difference. You are the star of the show. So I took them to that place. Okay. And I had them close their eyes and I took them through this. How did they feel? Remember something that he said, it's your thoughts plus your emotions that are important. He talked about your family being proud of you. Well, what I did was that when they were hanging on to the podium and they were giving their NMD speech, I told them to turn around and look at their family standing behind them and take a look at the faces of your children and how proud they are of you and how they are recognizing that thousands of people are waiting to hear your every word. How does that feel? How does that feel when 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 people are clapping for you? How does it feel when you're at the podium looking down and there's your team sitting on the cold concrete? What does that feel like? Okay, what does it feel like when you walk off the stage with your plaque and your team is there hugging on you, taking pictures, giving you flowers? What does that feel like? Oh my gosh, guys, that's how you break the cycle. And that kind of an exercise is a prayer of faith. It's faith in something that has not yet shown up, and that's in scripture, okay? So I have shared this a million times. It's developing a new mindset. And I'm going to give you this description, and I've been doing this for 20 years, but your mindset is the sum total of your beliefs and values and identity and expectations and attitudes and habits and decisions and opinions and thoughts and emotions and the patterns of us about yourself, others, how life works. It's the filter through which you interpret what you see and experience. Your mindset shapes your life and draws to you results that are an exact reflection of it. This is not voodoo, this is science. What you believe will happen, happens. For example, if we don't question the belief that life is hard, and boy, I see that everywhere today. The price of gas, life is hard. This is going down, life is hard. Life is hard, life is hard. If you don't interrupt that, what you will bring into your reality is a lot of things that will support life is hard. Okay, so I hope I get passionate about that, because when I finally understood that, it's when my life changed. And how did I start to understand that? What really resonated with me, write this down. Everything is created twice. Everything is created twice. First, it's created in the mind, and then on the physical plane, which is your reality. Everything is created twice. First in your mind, okay, then in your physical reality. And you know what? You know this, okay? But very few people know the power of knowing that everything is created twice. So I want you to think about this for a second. Okay, the bed that you sleep in at night, okay, the clothes that you're wearing right now, the sheets that cover you on your bed, the walls, the ceilings, the floors, your laptop, your iPhone, okay, the dishes that you're eating out of in the kitchen. First, they had to be a thought before they could be a thing. Wow. That, my friends, is the power of your mindset. Everything is created twice. So the things that you want in your life are not outside of you, okay? They're inside of you. They are inside of you. And that's the art. Okay, this is how transformation is. It's the art is in the vision. Remember when he said, what is the vision for your life? Okay, so the transformation happens in the art of the vision. And so what do we need to do? We need to power up your imagination. Your imagination, that's where it starts. First, you imagine it, then it starts to show up in your reality. So let's start imagining what's good for you, what excites you. Let's go back to the training that I did 20 years ago. What do you want to be, do, and have? Roll that into your vision. All right, so maybe some of you, and I don't know, there's like 20 of us here tonight, and there's people on, the Facebook page. Hope you guys can still see me because I lost you. Kathy, unmute yourself. Can you still see me?
I can see you.
Okay, anyways, I'm seeing Mount Everest. Okay, all right. So it's the art. So let's imagine your imagination is like a muscle. Okay, if you don't use it, you will never develop an imagination that will help you foster the dream or a more exciting, a more fulfilling future for yourself. Okay, so be, do, and have. Now, I think there are many of us on the call right now who maybe don't want to be national marketing directors, okay? But I think many of us do, are just kind of maybe afraid to admit it, afraid to make that decision. All right, so if NMD is something that in your core you really, really want, then start doing that kind of imagination work, that kind of visualization work. But how many of you on this call, show of hands, would like a paycheck that's $2,000 a month? Maybe NMD isn't your deal, but wouldn't you like a paycheck that's $2,000 a month? Well, where does it start? Well, let's start imagining that you are already there. Remember, he said, already you claim it. It's already happening. So how would we claim that? How would we envision that? Well, you pick up your phone and you plug into your banking app, and it's the 10th of the month, and you see Juice Plus deposit, $2,000. How does that make you feel? What's the feeling that runs? I bet you it's gratitude. I bet you it's love. I bet you it's appreciation. Now let's take it a step further. What are you doing with that $2,000? Okay, suppose you had the dream of building a swimming pool in your backyard. Go there. You're grateful that this is deposited in your account every month, and you've built the pool in your backyard. So see yourself and experience the joy of floating in the tube in the pool that's in your backyard. Okay, can you see where I'm going with this? Can you see how powerful that this could be for you? This, my friends, is what changed my life 20 odd years ago. I started the visualization of being at the podium, looking out at the audience, giving my NMD speech. Before I made 39 Club, before I made, well, I might have been 12 Club when I started doing that. Okay, but this is what I believe propelled me to NMD. I took action because I knew all the right people would start to show up. And didn't Bob say that? You live from this level of mindset, all the right people start to show up. So here's my promise to you. Here's my promise. This is how it works. No dream can come true if you don't dream it. Okay? Okay, and know that no dream is ever too big. No. Every dream is possible, and every single person deserves to live a life that they truly love living. And that's how you change the game. All right, We have about 5 minutes left. Anybody want to unmute themselves? Any takeaways from tonight that you want to share?
Terry,
Yes.
I think everything you shared was so powerful. But I think about Christy when she spoke a couple of weeks ago or whenever it was, and she was saying there's people out there praying for an answer, and we have the answer. And then I thought about, what Pamelia said is so true. Why do we think our plan's better than God's plans? Just as Esther was created for such a time as this in the Bible, we were created for such a time as this. We were created to plant seeds of hope in this hopeless world. And if we can go back to concentrating on the hope that we have to share and the goodness and the health and the resources, instead of worrying about what is out there, we can change the world. We can change people's attitudes. We can change their anxiety. We can do that. We have that. We've been given that gift.
We've been given that gift, and I love what he says, that love is your responsibility.
Mhm.
Okay, love is your responsibility. So, and we got to make it personal. This is personal. This is personal. So your vision is personal. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Judy. Anybody else want to share anything? All right. So I want to leave you with this tonight. I want you to build a better world as you build a bigger business. Build a better world as you build a bigger business. You guys ever want to talk about an envisioneering exercise? Give me a ring on Voxer and I'll help you create something so powerful that you will have a shift. And then watch how God blesses you and who starts to show up in your life. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Anybody else have anything they want to share before we say goodnight?
I do. I want to say one more thing because you
What's
brought
that,
this up.
Go ahead.
And earlier, I think Pamelia may have said this too. Service comes from love.
Mhm.
Lean into God, and our vision is personal. So in order to follow his plans, we have to quit operating on our own. And I know that's true. So
Amen. And the choir says amen. All right, guys. As always, peace and blessings, and have a great week. Thank you, Kathy, for always showing up for us too. We appreciate you.
Thank you also. This is Sheila Anderson. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all.
Well, thanks for being with us tonight, Sheila. Appreciate you.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Terry. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Good night.